Right now, the economic landscape is brimming with opportunities to build wealth and secure your future. Whether you're planning for retirement, growing your investments, or navigating market trends, taking action today can make all the difference. I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's Certified Financial Planner Professional. If you want to position yourself for success in the evolving economy, you're in the right place. Welcome to Saving the Investor. Coming up on today's show,
Tax Smart Investing, estate strategies for blended families, finding the right financial team, and much more.
Welcome to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner, investment advisor, and insurance professional Alfie Townsend, president of Advantage Retirement Group. Alfie is a published author, radio show host, speaker, and industry leader.
why do you use an annuity? A lot of people use it for the wrong thing.
He works with retirees and pre-retirees to build and protect their nest egg and offers his experience to help those concerned about financial independence in retirement. If you've got questions about retirement, Saving the Investor starts now.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Saving the Investor. We're glad you're with us on this Sunday morning alongside Alfie Townsend here at the Advantage Retirement Group. My name is Craig Wolf. Alfie is a certified financial planner professional and a fiduciary, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later in this segment.
Okay.
We're going to start with everybody's favorite topic, and that's taxes. A tax-smart investing strategy is important because taxes seem to be the biggest enemy of wealth growth.
It is.
Growth. What are some of the strategies that
It's
should
really
be employed?
what you keep. What you keep is what you want to look at, not
Right.
what you make is what you keep. And taxes are a big part of it. So if you can get anything that's tax deferred, or you can, let it build up and take it out tax free, that's even better. Like Roth conversions. We've had a lot of volatility lately with the stock market, and when the markets are down big, that's a great time to do Roth conversions. So if you have a Roth, what you could do is you can take money out of your IRA and convert it over to a Roth. Now, why would you want to do something like that? Because when you do a Roth conversion, you do have to pay taxes on the money that you convert to from the IRA to the Roth. But in a down market, what works on that? What happens typically in a down market, especially if it goes down fast, it has a fast rebound too. So when you converted $100,000, Craig, and the market now is at the low, now that $100,000 is worth $150 before you know it, and that's $50,000 of growth. That's all tax-free for you. Down the road, you can take all the money out tax-free because you have it in a Roth. So that's a good thing. We have some programs out there also. This is for higher, it is a accredited investor. That means you have to have a certain income or certain net worth, but you can put some monies into this typical account, and what happens is it grows between 9 and 11%, but about 6% of it is the income, the interest on this money. And when they send you that interest, you can take that interest tax-free. So there's some tax-free interest, and you still have growth in the account. And the key why it's tax-free, because it's really tax-deferred, but it's going to be tax-free as long as you're not liquidating the whole account down the road. As long as you leave some monies in there, you're not liquidating it. So you're going to get a lot of that income tax-free. So anytime you can get tax-free income is a win-win situation.
So continuing to talk about accredited investors or high income or high earning, what are the biggest mistakes you see those investors making?
Well, a lot of times what the investors, the ones that have the high income, now they're usually going to have help. You're going to have a CPA, they're going to have attorneys helping them, but the ones that are do-it-yourselfers that aren't really, they're just making so much money anyway that they're not really looking at, the amount of taxes that they're paying. Okay, but there are things out there that you can do. There's some strategies out there that you could do, some Roth conversions. You can do and make some of the changes in your accounts where that income is not taxable to you. That's one of the main things. A lot of times people have a big income and their investments are taxable. So we want to make those tax deferred or no taxes while it's increasing.
All right. So we're talking about taxes right out of the gate this morning.
Yeah, it's a big topic.
It's going to get more fun as we go along, so stick around. You're watching Saving the Investor. There's much more to come.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
You know, most people wouldn't think twice about shopping around for a better deal on car or homeowners insurance. It just makes sense. Why pay more than you have to? But when is the last time you took a look at your annuities? Hi, I'm Craig Wolf. Right now, interest rates on annuities are higher than they've been in years. If you set up your annuity a while ago, there's a good chance your money could be earning more, and a lot more. That's where Alfie Townsend comes in. Alfie is a trusted financial advisor who's helped thousands of people right here in Southwest Florida. He'll sit down with you, review your current annuity, and show you clearly and simply if there's an opportunity to lock in a higher rate. There's no pressure and no obligation, just smart financial input from somebody who truly cares about your future. Call 239-747-1080 right now to schedule your appointment. That's 239-747-1080. You check your insurance rates, why not your annuities? Let Alfie make sure that your retirement dollars are working as hard as they can.
One thing about being in the financial business for over 40 years, we get a lot of questions all the time, and especially us because we have a TV and radio show. So we're going to take some of these questions that are asked frequently. That means that you are wanting to know the answers, and you're going to get them today.
What should I do first, Alfie? Pay off my debt or save for retirement?
So there's good debt and there's bad debt. You have to, we first have to look at that. Now, if it's credit card bills, those are bad debt. Those are, charging you 20%, 24%. You want to pay that off as fast as you can. But if you have a mortgage, that you got a good rate, 2.5%, 3.5%, you don't want to pay that off. But like credit card bills, you want to definitely pay that off. So there's good debt and bad debt. What we would do is look at what you have, and I will make recommendations what you want to pay off. But when it comes to investing, you want to always have emergency monies, and you always have to have money set aside for that. But there are good debt and bad debt. That's what you want to really pay off first, is the bad debt.
Alfie, I know this is a very general question, but how do I know if I have enough money to retire?
That is the number one question, is will my money last as long as I do? And that's a very important question. We have what we call a retirement simulator. We'll run your current money that you have in your current plan to see how long your money will last. But you know what? The good thing about that is there are other options also to get you to and through retirement, because really taking money out in a down market could be very tricky. And a lot of advisors, unfortunately, they don't really understand how to take money out of a portfolio. I say this is where our forte is. So if you're concerned about income, you're concerned about running out of money, there are great options out there. Let us show you what we do here at the Advanced Retirement Group.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
Are you worried about inflation and how it's affecting your retirement?
Well, you're not alone. According to a recent study, 73% of Americans rank their finances as their number one stress in life.
But don't worry, there's help available. Alfie's free retirement toolkit can help you transform your worries into confidence.
Inside this toolkit, you'll find valuable resources like a guide to creating a retirement income plan, tips for saving for retirement, and strategies for protecting your retirement savings from inflation.
Plus, you'll get a copy of Alfie's new book, Making Waves in Retirement.
This free toolkit provides valuable insights like ways to transform your worries of retirement into confidence, ways to discover the weak points in your retirement plan, ways even small changes to your retirement plan can make a big difference, and how big your tax bill could be in retirement.
To get Alfie's free retirement toolkit, simply text the word KIT to 239-747-1080. That's KIT to 239-747-1080.
Don't wait and act now. This offer is only available for a limited time. Text KIT to 239-747-1080 today and start building a worry-free retirement. Earlier today, I had the opportunity to discuss financial and estate planning strategies for blended families with certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and estate planning attorney Jonas Weatherby. And here's what they had to say. Alfie, Jonas, Alfie. I don't know who gets top billing here. We'll give it to Alfie. It's his show. The modern family has changed significantly, with the blended family, I think, outnumbering the traditional nuclear family. Alfie, let's begin with you. What challenges do blended families typically face?
Especially here in Southwest Florida, women live longer than men, so it happens, but I want to make sure that if somebody just gets married or there is a blended family, I want to make sure that they're set up where the spouse is taken care of. Okay, I want to make sure she is taken care of, because usually what happens is they'll do a prenuptial agreement, and then everything would go to the kids at that point. So I have a good conversation with them. I'll bring Jonas in, but we want to make sure that if something happens to the husband and he's the breadwinner, I want to make sure, a lot of times, I'll ask, is this house going to be protected for you? I want to make sure the house is protected if that's how it's set up. But by doing good planning on a blended family like that, it makes life a lot easier, because the kids know that, hey, this is not a threat to them, because right now they're thinking, oh, dad just got married and she's going to take all my money. That's just second nature they're going to do. But if they know that it's set up where, look, she's going to have income from this, or she might not have income from this. She might have her own money. So we want to I want to dig deep and ask questions, but make sure that she's going to be taken care of and the kids are going to be taken care of. And then it seems like at that point, Jonas, everyone is on the same page, and it's a much easier, loving family at that point.
That's key. Jonas, legally speaking, what major pitfalls might blended families encounter if they specifically fail to update their estate plan after remarriage?
So what can end up happening there is you can have, on a second marriage, I'll pick on husband, and if, that second marriage, if husband were to die and he says, I give everything to my wife by a beneficiary form or anything otherwise, he can give it all to his second wife, and then she can do whatever she wants with it and say, I'm going to disinherit your kids that I don't like, right? So the key with updating that, or it could, if they get married, there could be assets that were going to somewhere else, and he wants them to go to spouse, right? So the key is, if that's happened, we want to make sure that we have their intentions clear, right? And this is where those kind of family conversations are important, to where, what do we want to do? We want to make sure that, I'll say husband again, if husband were to pass, that wife can remain in the house for the rest of her life,
That's a life estate deed.
Life estate. And so you can give her a life estate. You can create what's called a marital trust that says, my wife has all this income off of my trust for the rest of her life, and she can access principal for, if she has any health or support that she needs, she can access the principal for that. But when she ultimately passes, it all goes back to where I want it to go. So you can do the full amount to that marital trust, you can do a partial amount to that trust, but that way, I'm picking on husband again, if husband were to pass, his intentions are still met. He provides for his wife that he wanted to, whatever that amount is, and it still goes back to where his ultimate beneficiaries are. But that's got to be updated to make sure those intentions are met.
For both of you, Alfie, I'll start with you. Can you give us an example about why and how updating your estate plan is crucial for blended families?
Well, because if you don't update it, then the problem is it's not going to happen how you want it to happen. So you've got, that's part of the process that we use, our annual review. We want to look at the beneficiaries, make sure nothing's changed in their lifestyle. I had a case in Maryland. I literally went to, it was a husband and wife and one child, one daughter, and they called me and said the spouse is dying. I drove a couple hours to get there because she was in hospice at her, in the living room, got to see her, and then it wasn't but 3 months later, and he was up in age, that he had a new wife. 3 months later, had a new wife. And he was asking me to change the beneficiary from the wife to his new wife and bypass the daughter. And so that's why it's good to I don't know if he was in his right mind or what, but I fired him as a client because I was saying, you can't do this, your daughter, it's your only daughter, and it just something smelled fishy there. And so I disinherited him as a client on that. But if you do it right, everything is, like what Jonas does, the advanced planning, you're not going to have a situation like that. The kids are going to be taken care of and the spouse will be taken care of, but that was one of the most extreme one that I had.
Jonas, an example from you?
Those things are constantly done over time too, where they're always updated, right? So if it's a second marriage, and initially you say, you know what, I don't know how much I want to go to my new wife, but over time that number could increase, or there could be a falling out with the children. Those things can always change. What you're asking, the example, if there's something in Florida that's called an elective share. So say you got married and I don't want anything to go to my wife, right? You have to have her sign some kind of waiver, if it's a prenup or a postnup, or she's automatically entitled to 30%. So you could say, I'm naming all my children as all my beneficiaries here because it's a second marriage, because she has her own money. She's automatically entitled to 30%. So this is where conversation's important. Yeah. Sit down with an individual that has an understanding of what these things do. But I've had that happen to where wife didn't need the money, didn't like the kids, took her 30% elective share of husband's money just because, kind of just out of a spite to the children. So again, the importance is to make sure that those aspects are covered.
Great information from both of you on blended families, which now outnumber traditional nuclear families. Thank you both.
Yeah, thank you.
Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
Ladies, are you ready to take charge of your financial future? Alfie Townsend, a seasoned certified financial planner with over 4 decades of experience, specializes in helping women just like you navigate the complexities of wealth management, retirement planning, and investment strategies. With Alfie by your side, you can trust that your financial goals will be met with precision and care. Whether you're looking to grow your savings, secure your retirement, or optimize your investments, Alfie's personalized approach will ensure that your unique needs are understood and addressed. Don't let financial uncertainty hold you back. It's time to seize control and build the future you deserve. Take the first step toward financial empowerment by scheduling a consultation with Alfie today. Call 239-747-1080 and let's start turning your financial dreams into reality. Remember, your financial future is in your hands, and Alfie is here to help you make the most of it. Don't wait any longer. Call Alfie today.
In business, or if it's in golf or anything, you want the right partner. And when it comes to golf, I happen to have the right partner, Dr. Mike. Him and I did very well at our club championship. We did come in second, but he's a long ball hitter. I'm more of the short game. I can maybe putt better than him. My short game's a little bit better than him, but his irons are better and his driver is much better. So between us, we do very well together. We really, his weaknesses is my strength and vice versa. And when it comes to financial planning, you have to have the right partner. So we partnered with Jonas Weatherby, and he is an estate attorney in Naples, and we're writing a book together, matter of fact. So when that book comes out, we're gonna, get that out, and it's gonna be a fantastic book because it's a financial book and an estate planning book. But what we are able to do is work together because as a certified financial planner professional, my job is to look at the problem and see that there is a problem, because I have to know about insurance, I have to know about taxes, I have to know about estates and all these different portfolios. So I have to really understand a lot of things, but I always say I'm like the quarterback. I know when I see somebody, hey, I'm not able to do that trust for you, but you need a trust bad. And that's where Jonas comes in. He'll come in and he'll look at it and say, this is the type of trust that you need, or you don't need this, but you do need, this over here. So as a team, I always say we put a fantastic team together for you. If it's the CPA we need, if it's the estate attorney we need, we're going to do that, because one person can't do everything. But what we can do is look to find out what the problem is. And when it comes to estate planning, there's one thing that Jonas does that I really like, and we really are able to help our clients with it. And it's a trust called a community property trust, and he'll explain that to you. But it really helps with stepped up if you have high cost base in a home, or high cost base in stocks, or something that's appreciative quite a bit. If one of the spouses die, they only get half of the step up. But if it's sitting in this type of trust, they would get the full stepped up basis. So this is huge. So these are things that we put together for our clients to make, to get them to and through retirement, and not just look at the immediate needs, but look at the future needs also. So if you want to know more about our partnership, our team, give us a call and we'll tell you what we can do for you.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
It is not uncommon for people to worry about the future, asking questions like, will my family be taken care of? Or what if I can't make decisions for myself? Well, these are valid concerns, and estate planning is the answer. And it's not just for the wealthy, it's for anybody who wants to ensure that their wishes are honored and their loved ones are protected. A well thought out estate plan is a gift that can provide peace of mind and reduce stress for your family during a challenging time. It's about leaving a legacy of love and clarity, and not confusion or disputes. At the Advantage Retirement Group, we understand the importance of this gift. That's why we have created a comprehensive white paper titled The Greatest Gift: Estate Planning Essentials. This resource will guide you through the key components of estate planning, from wills and trusts to healthcare directives and tax implications, all empowering you to make informed decisions for your family's future. If you're ready to give this invaluable gift to your loved ones, I encourage you to reach out today for your free digital download. Call right now at 239-747-1080. Again, 239-747-1080, or you can visit our website, savingtheinvestor.com. Get your free digital download of The Greatest Gift. Let us help you create a lasting legacy that reflects your love and your intentions. Don't wait. Take that first step today, because your family deserves it.
Welcome to another segment of Team Talk. I'm Mary Thompson, in studio with Alfie Townsend, our founder and president. Alfie, recently you were telling me a story about how you had this incredible attorney and he just wasn't really answering your detailed questions that you had because you were ready to do some even more complex planning. Yeah. And you made a tough decision.
Yeah,
Tell us a little bit about that.
That's a good way of putting it. I've had this attorney, and he was very good at the beginning of my earlier years, and then things started changing, business and LLCs and this and that, and I started asking him questions about some serious deep estate planning, and he was just not answering them the way that I knew there was other ways, but I was not happy really with the answers I was getting. Mm-hmm. And then I was introduced to another attorney from a very successful business owner, and I talked to his attorney, and we hit it off very well. And I started asking him the same questions, and he had answers for me immediately in how to save thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes for my family,
right,
and myself. And so I had to make that tough decision to let go of our attorney and hire a new attorney. And a lot of times, we call that, some people will just hang on and hang on. I've told that story many times, called the Brady Rule, and we had a beautiful boxer dog, and he would get into our our closet all the time, our cabinet, and eat things all the time. And I said, I need to fix that door. I need to fix that door so he can't open it, get in. And sure enough, I was putting it off, and he opened that door, got in and ate a bunch of slivered almonds, and it cut his stomach and killed him. And that really hurt me, and our family. And I said, that's something, it hurt me because he gave me so many warnings to fix that door, and I didn't do it. All I had to do is change the lock, the handle of the door where he couldn't open it, to a different handle. And so I call that the Brady rule. Things that you can do now, do it. And a lot of times, I did this with our estate attorney, but a lot of times people come in and they'll say, why isn't my advisor showing me what you're showing me? I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen these strategies. I've never seen these tax strategies. I've never seen this income that you can create. I've never seen these portfolios. And I said, and they would say, why isn't my advisor showing this to me? And I said, well, it might be most likely he or she doesn't know about it, or you outgrew your advisor. And a lot of times your success, as success increases, you might have outgrown your advisor, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with making a change. I had a very successful business owner that mentored me, and he says success is constant, and if you're not changing, you're dying. So don't be afraid of change, he would always tell me. And that's why, I tell people that come in here, and if, when people come in, Mary Ann, we're looking at everything they have, sometimes they're in great shape, and I let them know you're in good shape. But then they'll know when there's things that we can do that their advisor isn't doing.
Yeah.
So that's, so don't be afraid to make changes.
Absolutely. That's great advice, Alfie. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
So if you've been putting off meeting with Alfie and our team here at Advantage Retirement Group, let's instill the Brady rule. Let's not put it off any longer. Give us a call.
When the market feels calm, it's easy to keep your emotions in check. But when things get volatile, even seasoned investors can get the yips. And that's when costly mistakes happen. The truth is, volatility isn't just risk, it's also opportunity. That's why now is a smart time to schedule a complimentary review of your financial plan with the trusted financial planner, Alfie Townshend. He'll help you see if your current strategy is sound or if it can be made even better. Call or text the word VISIT to 239-747-1080 to take that first step. No pressure, no obligation, just a chance to get clarity and confidence in your financial future. Call or text VISIT to 239-747-1080.
Mondo Uomo offers a remarkable selection of the latest styles in menswear. Visit Mondo Uomo at the Village on Venetian Bay in Naples, Alberto, Bugacci, St. Croix, Zanella. Come see what remarkable shopping is all about.